Well, it's cool and everything, but I'm not really sure what that 30-second countdown's for. However, welcome to our Twitch and YouTube stream for the first time. If you're watching on YouTube, then you'll be familiar with this because we've had 25 episodes of this already. 24? Is this our 25th episode? I think it's our 25th episode. If you're watching on Twitch, welcome to part 25 of Adventure. You'll find the previous 24 parts on YouTube. Right, shall we introduce ourselves? First of all, down here is my co-host, Dave. Dave, say something.
Good evening. Hello. And
over there...
Yeah,
and down and that way, that way, that's Tony.
Yes, hello, good evening, good evening. I am indeed Tony, playing Yaqub Nassar.
And that way there, that is Jonathan.
Hello, I'm playing Havima, a guest role on the on this stream, so we'll see how long my character is useful for.
Oh yeah, in which case I'm playing Oshian and Yaqub, the erstwhile partner in crime and partner in the investigations business with Yaqub.
And I'm just going to change my mic settings for less. Come on. There we go. So, Tony, you're the one, of course, who is the record keeper of everything that went on in previous weeks.
Dave, although last time Dave remembered what happened, didn't you?
He did remember for the first time ever.
I don't quite know how that happened, frankly. All I can really remember this time is that we met Havima, which is kind of a bit of a
that
easy
much
one.
I can share with you. At the end of last session,
You also met someone called. Did we meet? We met Tubra Gutan eventually, didn't we? We were basically trying to track them down.
Yeah. So yeah, we met Tubra in the underground dogfighting
place
den.
Yeah.
And Tubra obviously is terrified because everybody associated with the business that she was doing with Hassam and Dom Kassar? Dom Kassar, isn't it?
Dom Kassar.
Yeah.
Dol Kassar.
Dol Kassar. Yeah, Dol Kassar. Everybody who was doing the business, this passing the slaves through Little Algol business were being killed off. And we had assumed that Dol Kassar was behind that a little bit, but actually, I think it's somebody further up the line is now trying to wipe out everybody. That might well include Dol Kassar as well.
So he's a middleman. He's basically just another middleman in the chain.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say also that Tubra was clearly frightened and wanted our help. Did we put her in touch? Or we told her to go up the river, didn't we? Thinking that it might be good to have more friends than enemies. But actually, we're obviously quite conflicted about whether or not to help her because she is basically a slaver.
Yeah, so I was not really that fussed about helping her.
And I was only really interested on the grounds that she might prove a useful contact in the future if we get into more trouble, which seems likely, I would suggest. Considering our track record so far.
Sure, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So she did also tell us that some of the slaves that come through this path go into Sky City in the Monolith. Some of them go on somewhere else. We didn't really know where, but so there were rumours that some go on to somewhere called the Sultra Marshes, which are a few hours from the conglomerate, which is somewhere that used to be inhabited, but there was a big dam that flooded the area, so no one lives there anymore. And it's known for tales of jinn and demons in the area. But there was a rumour that some of the slaves were heading in that direction for some reason.
And then we got into touch with Akuba, the judicator who we've been working kind of for. And she's put us in touch with Havima, who is Havima can introduce himself, but is our way into Dol Kassar's palace in Little Algol, so it seems.
During the wedding celebration.
During the wedding, which is happening later today, in fact.
Yes. Matthew,
it's a
is it a
betrothal
wedding?
ceremony. Not a wedding.
Betrothal.
Betrothal.
I was going to double check that because
Yeah.
part of me is like, oh gosh, that would make a huge difference between crashing a wedding and crashing an engagement party.
Completely different, yeah.
So Havima has been working closely with Dol Kassar and actually brokered the betrothal between his son and the nth daughter of an actual Kassar. Is that right, Matthew? Am I remembering my backstory right?
No, it's Jinkhama family.
Okay,
But a
so
proper,
not an
the
actual.
Jinkhmas are not
They
an
are
actual
proper
Kassar, no.
Zenithians.
But very much an actual hegemonic family.
Yeah, very Zenithian hegemony. So this is Dol Kassar's route in.
Yeah.
And my character, a courtesan, helped matchmake and get that along, and all the things that had, all the bargains that had to happen in the back end for these two young people to meet and be betrothed. And yes, I was, for my own reasons, I am letting you guys into, at the request of Akuba, the adjudicator, I am letting you guys into the engagement party so that you can do what you need to do.
So are you invited to the party, Havima, then?
Yes.
As being a broker for the actual betrothal in the first place?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I might not
Exactly,
be.
yes.
I might not be Dol Kassar's consigliere, but I'm kind of up there as such.
So is your contact
is-
with Dol Kassar then, rather than with the other Zenithian family? Is your connection at this end rather than the monolith end?
Currently,
No, his
there's a bit of a mix.
connection is at the monolith end.
Right. Okay.
He's been a go-between between the two.
Right.
Yeah,
Because this is Dol Kassar's family is very much marrying upwards in this betrothal, aren't they?
yes,
Which they're them attempting to social climb by getting in with the families of the monolith.
yeah. That is it.
So what's our plan then, Yaqub? Once we work out with this lovely, bespeckled, bearded, bejeweled person who's a million times more, got better reputation than we have. What's our plan once we get in? How are we going to talk to Dol Kassar? Are we going to warn him? Are we going to wait for someone to try and kill him and save him, or what's the plan?
Or do we just try and sneak into his office and try and find some evidence of where the slaves are going? Or maybe, like you say, maybe it is worth talking to him, because if he knows that everyone else in this chain is being killed. And Niobe Hassan, who's basically the next
boy. Remember the boy you bought from the slave market?
Yes.
Yep. I hasten
What
to
did
add,
he
for those
tell you
people
about
watching
his
on
experiences?
for those people watching on Twitter for the first time, we bought the boy in the slave market in order to immediately free him and send him off. We didn't just buy a slave boy. Okay, just get that out of there. Get that on the record. Yeah. So what did he tell us about Dol Kassar?
What did he tell us about that?
Well, he told you a little bit about his experiences. Tony's
About
looking
the,
at his notes here.
The woman wearing a green shawl, wasn't it? Was
Yes,
telling him not...
who basically wrapped his arm in bandages, and saying that, basically implying that this would mean that he would just be sent to the slave markets in the conglomerate rather than sent to Sky City, which would be a worse fate.
Yeah.
He was shown to a well-dressed man who then made the decision to send him onto the slave market. So I'm not sure, is that well-dressed man, was that Dol Kassar, possibly?
Yeah,
Was
I
it?
think
Was
the
it?
key
Was
point,
it?
he was taken up somewhere into a very extravagant place where he was shown to that man. So I
Sorry,
think you
say that
decided
again, Matthew. You broke up a bit there.
maybe. So he was taken upstairs from the place where the slaves were being sorted into what you assume is the top of the palace. So you think the processing of the slaves might happen
In the
below
palace
somewhere.
itself, right?
Yeah.
So implying that
And
there might be some
indeed,
slaves there still.
Tubra
perhaps.
told you. Tubra told you that she normally delivered them via Watergate
Oh, gate
into the
on the
palace, but they
river.
were very
Yeah,
nervous the last time she did it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I guess getting in and having a bit of a reconnoiter around the place is the good first step, isn't it?
Yes, because basically,
How much
what's
are
our
you
objective?
sharing this with Havima?
Havima.
Because, as I recall, you have we left it at you
As
walking
we were
into
arriving
a bar
at the bar.
as I was sat there waiting for you.
Yeah, so I guess the first step is to have a conversation with Havima and work out what we think, whether we think we can trust him. Because what's our objective? We want to find out where the slaves are being taken. Don't we?
Yeah,
The
so I think
ones that aren't just going to the slave market.
No, I think we can reasonably say that we've been engaged, employed. Well, the thing is, if Akuba is bringing us to Havima to get us in, then presumably Havima then recognizes we're doing something for the adjudicator.
Well, not for the adjudicator. Well, Kuba gave you an address to go and find Havima in. Havima, do you remember who was instructing you to
Let me just check my Discord messages. I think yes, but maybe it wasn't. From what you're saying, it sounds like it wasn't Akuba.
It was not. It was a functionary of the Kassar family.
Okay. But you guys don't know that.
No.
I am
And
playing ball.
Akuba
Have you
told
found
us to go and talk to Havima by name and by location.
Yes.
Yes,
right?
I think
Yeah.
she did.
So I think we'd be within our rights to say, we've been sent to you by. Yeah, why not?
You can say.
Yeah.
By Akuba, yeah. By adjudicator Akuba, who we assume you either know her or she knows of you by reputation.
Yeah, I was kind of assuming that Havima would know that it was Akuba that was sending us, so maybe that's not the case. But I think that was in my head. That was definitely my assumption I was making.
Yeah. Yeah.
Havima is going to offer you guys a seat. Say, salam, gentlemen. Please take a seat. We should be brief.
Salam. Havima, I presume.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And
Likewise.
you two are...
Well, I assume you know who we are, but I'm Yaqub Nassar. This is my partner.
I don't think Havima does, no.
Yeah, I'm assuming that he does, because I'm assuming that Akuba has arranged this. So my assumption may be incorrect, but that was what my assumption was.
Yeah.
So I'm going to basically say who we are, because I assume you know already. I'm Yaqub Nassar. This is my partner, Oshian and Yaqub. We assume that adjudicator Akuba has at least explained to an extent what this is about.
I don't know a judicator, but I have been told to meet you. There are many pieces.
By who?
play.
Interestingly, by who were you told to meet us, if I may ask?
Higher ups.
Higher ups.
Higher ups, yes. I'm not at liberty to reveal the
Higher ups
pieces
in
at
what
play.
organisation? Or
Well, that would be the let's just say the Zenithians for now.
That covers about half the
literally-
population of the Third Horizon.
That's literally half the factions.
I think
narrows
you'll
it
find
down.
the Zenithians are a small fraction of the population of the Horizon.
Well, maybe not now.
Well, when people like you call yourself Zenithian, even though you actually first come, I guess
I
not.
know.
But
I follow Zenithian, the philosophy. I had enough of first come bastards. I've got over my hatred of them, though. I don't want to fight with them every time I see them anymore,
that's
which
good.
is a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, Havima, it's an honor to meet you. You are clearly a wealthy and highly respected member of the community. Unlike us, we are commoners. We are investigators. You will understand if we are slightly concerned and wish to reassure ourselves of your good intentions in our direction by the fact that people have been trying to kill us lately. So naturally, we're a little bit jumpy.
What's going on now? Oshian is trying to be the diplomatic one.
Of course,
happening?
I appreciate.
Was I trying to be
your-
diplomatic? I'm not sure I was, but anyway,
diplomatic.
carry on.
More diplomatic than I was.
I appreciate your candor. You do not have to tread on glass around me. My upbringing has been one of an uphill battle to get where I am, so I appreciate something of where you're coming from. We have to be quick, though. As I have been told, I need to get you into Dolkasar's palace for you to do some investigations. I am happy to aid you in this and to do what I can to support you. The engagement party, the betrothal ceremony, is due. Matthew, help me out here. Is it tomorrow?
I believe it is later this evening.
Later this evening, even.
Yes.
The betrothal ceremony is later this evening, so we are pressed for time. There are several ways that I can get you inside. So it really comes down to your preference in terms of what you think you can get away with. While he's saying this, he's sizing both of them up, trying to get a feel for their clothing measurements.
Are you doing that with your eyes, or are you?
We forget your tape measure.
It's just quick up,
It does
down.
serve to the right.
Yeah. Quick question like that.
Yeah, I'm imagining you're doing it with your eyes as a talented.
Yes.
Oh, matron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Ideally, we'd like some kind of cover in there that allows us to move around relatively freely. I don't know whether some internal security would be great, or a porter or something along those lines, maybe.
Staff is definitely doable. Internal security is somewhat
Might be a bit
more
harder, I
of
guess.
a challenge. There will be several personal bodyguards for some of the more influential hegemonists that will be present. But I'm imagining that's the case.
Yes, you are entirely aware. I would have thought that the Dinhrama family will be bringing their personal bodyguard to do security.
Okay, so security less so. Staff.
Could we go in as your bodyguards?
Could we be? That's what I was going to say. Could we be your bodyguards? I mean, would you normally, at an event like this, would you normally take your own staff?
I do not normally have that kind of retinue. However, I feel it could be a passable. It could be a passable request to have personal security for myself at such a auspicious occasion. Matthew, what do you think?
I'm wondering
I'm
also.
just,
I mean, if that
checking my levels.
if that doesn't work, then I'm very good at I'm very good at pretending to be a butler.
Yeah. How's your cocktail making?
Are you?
Well, in a different version, I am. Yeah.
Sorry, what was your idea, Havima? That I wasn't listening
well,
to?
their idea was if they could pose as personal bodyguards for myself. My character doesn't normally have bodyguards.
I would say that given the nervousness of the Dolkasar family and their heightened security that they actually have this evening, you could probably convince them that maybe you need to bring your own bodyguards too. I might make you make a manipulation roll in after this meeting and sort of before you actually go in.
Sure.
And obviously, as part of that, we would need to be able to get in and have a little scout around in advance of the ceremony and all the guests arriving, just to make sure we're satisfied with the, with maintaining your
Security
safety.
arrangements.
Yeah.
Yes. That work. I think that works from my end. So, yes.
Obviously, they need to be better
security.
dressed than they are now.
Sorry,
security
Matt, say that again. Matt, you
said
broke up
obviously they
completely.
need to be better dressed than they are now.
Obviously, you're going to
they
need to be better dressed.
than
So
they are now.
we'll go for a quick shopping montage.
Excellent.
Some changing rooms and
Is that? Yeah.
yeah.
Tell you what, Jonathan, why don't you make that roll first of all? Let's just see.
Okay,
we're gonna get away
my
with this
manipulation is 8.
Okay, and this will be. What's your reputation?
7.
So that's an unmodified roll because Liodol Kassar is also 7. He's observation. Okay, so tell me how many successes you roll.
I rolled 1, but I am willing to push it.
Okay, I'll take your darkness point.
And I shall push.
I will add to that darkness point.
And I got no additional successes.
I hate
Right.
these guests who come on,
Dolkasar
run up our darkness points and don't get successes out of it.
Run up the tab.
Okay, I will say that yes, he's very nervous when you see him. You've never seen him as nervous as he currently is. He acknowledges you've been a good friend to him while this negotiation's been going on, and he can understand your nervousness. He tries to convince you that his own security team are enough to ensure your safety. But given his own nervousness, he in the end decides to let you bring these people in. However, since you only got one success, I'm going to say that he's not interested in them poking about the place in advance, that they can accompany you as your bodyguard.
Very good. Well, I will feed this. We'll come up with another meeting place, and I will come back, meet these guys, let them know that.
Do we know? Sorry, Havima, to interrupt your eminence. Do we know what kind of gear Dolcasar's security wear? So should we try and dress as close as possible to what they look like?
It's a good idea.
Which potentially, if we're wandering around, it's going to be less noticeable if we look like the kind of security that would be around the area anyway.
Well, I don't think they look like beefeaters.
Description of the
They're
security.
probably just in suits. It's my imagination. And
we should do the same in that case.
Yeah, I think a shopping montage, and I'll just say that I'm going to have to come up with a reason to excuse myself from the party and go into the back areas with you in tow, rather than just giving you free rein
to wander about.
Do I get a free reputation level 7 suit out of this as well then? Cool.
Yeah, Havima, are you buying the suit?
I hope so. We can't afford reputation 7 kind of gear.
Havima has on him 1,700 burr, so I feel like that probably gets some very nice clothing.
You're very wealthy.
I haven't looked through that section of the rulebook in a while. In fact, I might just pull up the PDF.
Okay, I haven't got any descriptions of the security forces. What I'm going to say is they are going to be. They're not going to be armored up. They're going to be well dressed and discreet, and not waving guns about. They may have guns. I can't.
Guns under
see
their
any
dresses.
stats for them even. They may have hidden weapons. It may be. Let me just have a quick look here.
Can we get a nice flowing outfit that I can hide my carbine under?
Yeah,
you possibly can.
Good. Let's get one. In the right style, of course.
Hold on, we'll just go visit the Kingsman. Kingsman Outfitters. We'll get some exquisite clothing with armor levels.
Does the Kingsman do jalabas? I didn't really think it was their style.
No, but they do caftans, which is fine.
Yeah, so cool.
Okay, so shopping montage. Tell you what, gentlemen, the influence of Havima brings you out. You can straight away add 1 to both your reputations.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So we get to keep that.
And depending how well you do in the party, you may even get to keep them.
Are we going to go and see a particular tailor? Maybe a tailor from Mirror.
Yeah.
No. Let's not.
That's a
Let's not
different.
confuse this with other adventures.
No, okay.
We're not going to see a tinker, a soldier, and a spy before and after it as well, are we? Sorry, that was very crap.
It was crap, although I was thinking exactly the same thing.
You did politely laugh. Thanks, Tone. That's kind of you. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Some togs. Excellent.
Very good.
Well,
is there anything
right?
else?
Is there anything else you need to do before the party? Before going to the party?
So, Havima,
banquet,
have you been to Dol Qassar's palace before? Then I presume if you were.
Yes.
If you were. So, what information do we have about the layout of the palace?
That's a very good question.
Might be useful to have.
Imagine there are several floors and a lovely big courtyard where this party might be taking place. That will probably be gated off, cordoned off areas of the rest of the palace. Maybe I think. I mean, I'm making this up. Matthew, please correct me where I might be overstepping my mark.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just you're digging a lovely hole for yourself. I mean,
don't forget the big sign on the wall saying "Slaves processed this way."
Slave processing.
Yes, the dungeon over here.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing. So, I'll give a bit of an explanation of a layout. Oh, this is the banquet.
Okay, so I've just put up on the wall the bank. This is the main area that you'll be in. What I think Havima suggests is that this is the door to go through to go downstairs, as it were.
We can't.
Which
see
door?
Not seeing.
Can't
Not
see a
seeing.
cursor.
No.
The 6, do you mean? Door to kitchen?
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry, I don't have a cursor on this, do I? No. Yes. Exactly. You see, Havima knows this place like the back of his hand.
Yeah, there you
can screen share on this if that's easier, because I think you will get your cursor on that.
No, we just need to train Matthew to use
Can you see it now?
the keys
Yes.
to legends.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
We
You
can
see it
now.
now, yeah. Yep.
I am screen sharing, but what I'm looking at is the shared screen, and I was pointing at that as opposed to the screen that I'm sharing, if you get my meaning.
Yeah. Yep. But we can see your cursor now, yeah.
Cool.
So this is the main area that we'll be probably operating in, and then there's I guess either the upper or lower levels depending on what they need to find.
Yes. To be honest, you haven't really had much experience of what's down on the lower levels, but you do know that that's where all the servants hang out, or that's where all the servants come from.
That's where they come from, and that's where they go when they're done. I don't.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't know that they exist. My object permanence is awful when it comes to servants.
When it comes to people with reputations of 5 or lower.
Photos,
5 or less.
Yeah, you're about to show us some family photos, Matt.
Yeah, I'm just taking the screen off. I don't know quite what's happened over here. Anyway, you carry on. Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
So, Havima will explain kind of the kind of the loose layout of how the ceremony is going to take place, and that the servants' entrance is over there. So we'll need to create a sort of either create a distraction, or I can try and bluff my way back there. Though I've had no dealings back there, so that may be tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if wandering off from the proceedings is likely to be difficult to do without drawing a lot of attention. How many guests are there going to be here?
Havima, you suggest that it's probably not a thing to do early in the evening, but given the state of drunkenness and, shall we say, relaxed nature of later in the evening, it should be fine.
Once sufficient wine has flowed, once Jesus has turned water into wine, and the party has continued.
The icons.
Yes.
How many?
I think surely
Matt,
you mean the icon of the trader.
how many
trader,
guests
yes.
are there going
Yes.
to be here? Is this going to be flooded with guests?
Yes.
Or are you talking
It's
hundreds?
going to be quite a busy. Now you're asking me to actually find a number.
Or is there going to be one guest per chair shown against the tables in the map?
That makes about 42, I think, with a quick add up.
It could be 42 seated guests plus their various hangers-on that are their servants and bodyguards and stuff like
Well,
that.
there could be people there, who get invited just for their buffet later on and don't get a seat at the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not invited
The
to the
evening.
reception.
Yeah.
40 seated, 100 up to 100 standing. I don't know, something like that, maybe.
Something like that, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, something like that. Can't actually see any obvious number of guests, but it's quite busy.
Okay.
Right, you ready to go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. And play it by ear.
Yeah.
Right. Now here's the description I was looking for earlier on. Rows of armed guards surround the palace, dressed in red caftans and white turbans. That's what most of the guards are wearing.
Red caftans and
I
white
knew
turbans.
it somewhere. Turbans.
That's
Their
all right,
Vulcan
we'll-
carbines are polished and shine in the light from the setting sun.
Vulcan carbines to peasants.
Well, that's what I've got.
It's not what I've got. I've got a much better weapon than that.
The palace gates are open. Last time that you checked them out, the palace gates were firmly closed. But now they're open as though anybody could walk in. There are braziers and sugar globes floating in bird baths, illuminating the gardens in the night that you saw being jazzed up last time you
Prepared,
came
yeah.
there. There is a red carpet all the way from the gates leading up the stairs to the main doors. And there are wealthy merchants with their families in tow, hegemonists in palanquins surrounded by bodyguards in strict formation. And there are at the door 5 guards and some sort of scanning device to make sure no uninvited guests are let in.
How big is the palace in general? Is this sort of like 500 meters across the grounds, or is it like 100 meters across? What kind of scale are we looking at for the whole palace?
The grounds where you are now,
Yeah.
I would have thought something like, in terms of meters, 500 or a kilometre.
Okay. This is quite hard work for me because obviously I'm agoraphobic, so I'm gonna
Well,
pull
we'll be
whatever
going-
Okay.
We'll be going inside, aren't we, soon?
whatever headgear I've got. I'm gonna pull it over my eyes down so it's kind of shielding them a bit, and I'm gonna stand just behind Tony, keeping my eyes down, just keeping an eye on his shoulder, in order to avoid
Okay.
the
Can I
agoraphobia.
get you to do a test on empathy?
Can it be wits instead? This is just
No.
empathy alone, is it,
Just your empathy.
Matthew?
Yeah.
Is it? Can I push it? Okay, I'm pushing it.
No, because it's not a skill match.
Okay, I just
You're
asked
pushing
you. I just asked you. Said, can I push it? And you said yes.
And I said no.
No,
No,
I
I
said
said
yes
no.
the first time. I think we've
It
got a
was out
delay
of
going
sync,
on.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. I fail it then.
Are we out to sync? I wonder. Okay.
You seem about 10 seconds, 5 seconds behind me.
That's a bit of a worry. Take a mind point of damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not enjoying this. Is it dark now?
Okay.
Is it evening?
It is evening, yes. And
So
there's
there's a
light everywhere.
big field of stars and stuff, and
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There's all the stars that you saw. You can recognise some of the constellations you were looking at.
I'm not
as
looking
your
at them,
eyeballs
no.
froze over.
I'm not looking at them.
You keep your head down.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. As you get up ahead, as you get towards the door, you hear a well-dressed, slightly fat man complaining to one of the guards. By the judge's mercy, I shan't suffer such slander from the likes of you. Do you have any idea who I am? I am Lord Dolcassar's third cousin, Natsu. Now let me in at once. Well, it feels like it's going to go on, but a swift blow with a baton to his stomach has him bent double, and then a couple of the red-suited guards drag him by his shoulders back past you guys, back towards the gate.
Oh, Dave's gone for mood lighting.
No, it's all right. It's just don't worry about me. It's fine.
I will approach and show my identification, and I will just nod behind me and say that they're my personal guards.
All right. They.
We'll be looking around
scan
as if we
you.
were.
Did you say you've got a
personal guards.
concealed gun,
Who, me?
So
Dave? Did
No.
you say the gun was concealed?
it's concealed in a sense that it's not openly on show.
It's
It's
not
not
attempting to hide the fact
okay.
that we've got it. I don't think, are we?
Yeah. No.
Because we're security. It's our job to.
Okay.
Mine, however, is hidden on my person. I have an accelerator pistol.
Okay. Let us. Could you make a infiltration roll, please?
Yeah. So that is 6 dice.
Can I give him a dice of help, Matthew?
Just a little distraction on the side there.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Oh, so now the successes show up. I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. They let you go past, and you're a little bit surprised by that. You'd make a case for having bodyguards, but you'd have thought they'd have wanted to take your weapon off you. But they didn't seem to notice it, even with the help of their scanner. Okay. Oh, I could do this one. No, I won't do that. At the cost of 2 dice points, your name isn't on the list. I won't do that since you worked so hard to put it on the list.
Turn up.
So,
I'll make a scene like Dolcassar's third cousin.
Yeah, get a battle in your gut for your trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a nice, low key entrance to the party.
Okay, as you go in, you'll notice, particularly on that entrance to the door that to the other parts of the palace, there are a couple of guards on each of the doors. So it's going to be a bit difficult to get past them. You also notice, in fact, Dave, can I say that you notice specifically you notice a woman with her dark hair tied up in a knot with Zenithian face paint, dressed in a loose red gown with many layers of fabric. And you've only ever seen her eyes before, Dave, but I do remember you making a long, hard stare at her eyes so you can recognise her in other circumstances. And you realise that this woman, who you've only ever seen in her judicator uniform before, is Akuba.
Okay. Can't forget Akuba's eyes, can we now?
No.
Does she see us? Has she noticed us?
Yes, she does, and in a rather imperious way, she gives you a gentle nod, but doesn't make any approach to you.
No, that's fine. Does she realise that we realise who she is? By the look in her eye.
By the flickering smile she gives you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
she acknowledges that you recognise who she is. Standing next to you, Yaqub has no idea who she is.
Okay. I'll
and
nudge
in a way,
him
just to say,
and tell
Havima,
him.
neither do you, because you've never met her before.
Of course.
I'll nudge Yaqub and tell Yaqub, but not so Havima hears, I guess.
Sorry, I missed that, Dave.
So I'm nudging Yaqub and nodding in her direction and saying, "That's our boss."
Okay. Well, so
You can tell. You can tell by the eyes.
Okay. You say so.
I do say so.
Savage.
Okay. So these guards that you mentioned, Matthew, you said there were like two in front of certain doors. What doors are they standing in front of?
It's sort of every door out of the party areas have got a couple of guards by them.
Okay. Are we now in the party room that you showed us on the map?
You're in. Yes,
We're in there.
You're
Yeah,
led
okay.
into, or processed into the. Let's get that on the screen again.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Banquet hall.
So
Cool,
yeah,
okay.
as you get it, and this place is filling up quite quickly. And then
I'm keeping my eye open, particularly Matthew, for anyone who resembles that gypsy woman. Not necessarily dressed as a gypsy, but
Okay.
the face and the eyes and the gait, the size, all those, mannerisms,
yes, you're not expecting her to
movements.
turn up as a gypsy woman, are you?
No, exactly.
Okay.
Are there guards on the
I
doors
would
here? So sorry, Matthew. The doors to the kitchen there. Are there guards on those doors?
Yeah, there's a couple of guards there. There's a couple of guards. There's a couple of guards by this door here. There's a couple of guards by this door. Well, I think there's probably 3 guards across these big double doors. 4. 2 on each of these doors.
I don't think we're
So-
seeing your cursor
And
where
these-
you're pointing.
These
it
are the way
because
you came.
So,
No.
your
Matthew,
cursor's
where you're putting your cursor, I
Oh,
think
that is
those are
weird.
just pillars.
it's over the yeah. Basically, your cursor is hovering over the tables.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
very weird.
Those are tables,
Okay.
not pillars. Those are tables, not walls. So I
Yeah.
think those are just pillars.
I
those
can't
four
get my
squares there.
cursor over these doors over here. That
Okay,
is very
yeah, the
weird
doors-
because
the
I'm
doors to
reaching
the
the end of
left.
my screen here.
Yeah.
The doors,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
there are 4,
The doors into the banquet hall.
and down here there's a couple down there. So
Yeah,
there are 6
down by 6.
obvious. Guys,
I'm going to go.
what's weird is as I bring my cursor over here, it shows you the well, it shows the flip out menu comes out, but my cursor doesn't get any further than where it is.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
so
I'm going to. Sorry,
Sorry,
I was just
sorry,
going
have
to
him.
say.
Sorry, boss. After you.
Was I going to get an observation roll earlier, Matt? Were you about to say?
I
talking about
might
the
be about to
duties.
give you one. Do you want to get one?
Yeah. Okay.
Make a roll.
Yep. I gain 1 success, but I'm going to push that. So take a darkness point. Matthew?
Okay. I've got a lot of darkness points here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Your mic is sounding very broken, mate. I have 3 successes now. Having pushed.
You can't see her at all. What I can suggest, though, is some other things that you do see. You spot for 3 things. I will tell you these 3 things. You'll notice that the hegemonists in this room are all kind of.
Hang on, hold.
in
Whoa,
little-
whoa, Matt. Can't really understand a word you're saying. The microphone is really, really broken. Sorry.
Right, well, we
Really
may have
setting
to
it,
stop
you can't
this
hear it.
because I can't change my settings at all. What is going on here?
It's just. Okay, it's come and it's gone, and then it's just come again this time, but it's worse than ever.
It's pretty bad now. Yeah. Have you got another microphone you can swap in case it's a problem with the microphone?
No.
Yeah, that's sounding
Could
quite
you
bad.
try
I guess I could put it on the.
inbuilt on your MacBook, maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to go for that one, but that will be a bit crap, I think. But
We'll
there
have
we
to
go.
go
Let's
with
try
that.
that one. Okay, how does that sound?
That's a lot better.
That's much better. Yeah. There's a bit of kind of hiss, bit more noise, but we can actually hear what you're saying.
You're just picking up noise from the room.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, Matthew, we'll
hold
carry
on.
on
How
like
does that sound?
it
How
was
does that
better,
sound?
but that's good.
That's okay. Yep, that's
It
fine.
was better before. Which is better? A, Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers, or B, Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers?
No difference.
B was
Not much in
better,
it, really.
but B
Marginal.
B didn't have the room hiss. But
Okay.
again, I think B is going to be slightly more unreliable.
B is going to be more unreliable.
Assuming that, my hypothesis is that B is the microphone and not the inbuilt on your Mac.
Now, these are 2 settings on the inbuilt microphone.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Oh,
Okay.
I thought B,
with
I
echo
think, was probably
cancellation
best.
turned on.
B was better.
Yeah.
If
Go
they
with-
were
go
both-
with-
This is
B,
with
yeah.
echo cancellation turned on, and this is with echo cancellation turned off.
Turn it on.
Turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Go with
Turned
that,
off.
Matt. That's fine. Go with either.
Okay.
Okay, there were 3 things that I noticed for my 3 successes. You're about to tell us.
Yes. So, where are we? Okay, I said the hegemonists were all preserving themselves in little cliques, sort of not mixing with the locals very much, and you can hear them talking and joking amongst themselves about Lyod Dolkasar's complete lack of honour.
Did they
You
say
can
what
also
for?
spot.
Did they say what for that? Why do they think he's got a lack of honour? Is he just too...
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut to the speech he gives. So as everybody's got together,
Before that happens,
he
Matthew,
stands up and...
Matthew,
Sorry?
I was just going to say, before
Hello?
that happens, before the speeches happens, I'm going to go round the room and be a security guard, basically check all those plants, check under the tables for bombs. Just a bit nervous about, recent events.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you doing it subtly?
go ahead. Do you want to make
No, I'm not.
observation roll?
I'm here as a security guard, so I'm going to
behave like one?
I'm going to behave like one, but genuinely going to look for hidden bombs. So observation, yeah.
Yeah.
1 success. Probably stick with that.
Okay. Well, everything looks like it's been checked a number of times before, and there don't appear to be any hidden bombs like you found under your dining table. But really, you need that little boy slave who started
Kicking
who
things.
so usefully discovered that last bomb for you. Right. So a number of guests have come in.
Carry on with the speeches, as you were.
Actually, I will cut away to back to you while Tony's doing all that. With your 3 successes, you do spot a informally dressed person in a green shawl who... Oh no, that happens after the speech. So let me do the speech. Honoured guests and friends, I welcome you with all my heart to the Al Sirah. Tonight we celebrate the union of the Dol Kassars and the noble Dinkhramas, paragons of Zenithian light and wisdom. Now your little group of hegemonists, they bristle with pride when they talk about Zenithian light and wisdom, and toast themselves a little bit of wine. Whom we have to thank for opening our eyes to a new horizon. Marok Dolkassar, that's the son who's getting married, of proud Dabaran blood, exalted Dabaran, who stalwartly fought off the darkness during the long night, seeks the hand of Theda Dinkrama, a child of Arda, a bringer of light from humanity's cradle. Now you can see them sneer, Dave, when they started talking about Dabaran. Honoured guests, today is a proud day. May the icons hear us as we raise our glasses towards the monolith, and again they like that, and pray for their blessing of this blood bond. May they guide us to honour our history and welcome the future. Slight, sneer with the honouring of history. Dearest of friends, may your cups never run dry. Everybody cheers at that one. Your plates never be empty. Everybody cheers at that. And your spirits lose themselves in music and dance. May this Al-Sirsa be a fond memory for all of us until she, the most merciful, comes to grace us with her slumber. May this day mark the birth of a brighter tomorrow. You can also see that there are some among the Zenithians who look a little bit uncomfortable whenever any of the icons are mentioned in that speech. But then, when that speech is over, this woman I was describing in this green shawl approaches Liod Dolkassar and exchanges a few words with her that you don't hear. And then she sort of melts away into the shadows around here. She's still in the party, but she's not making a big scene of herself.
I want to keep an eye on her and see who she's associating with. See what she's doing.
Okay. Well, the other thing you notice for your third thing is that she and Dolkassar, when he thinks nobody's looking at him, are very nervous and keep looking around.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what you get for your 3 successes.
I will pass that information on to
A group of musicians to play. So was that Dave?
I'll pass that information on to Yaqub, and I might as well tell Havima as well.
So, Havima, do you know who that woman is in the green shawl? Does she work for Dolkassar?
Matthew, do I?
I don't think you've seen her before, particularly.
Okay.
She's not particularly been in the circles that you're doing. However, a couple of people you do recognise. Sorry?
There are lots of people
A couple
in
of
the
people you
palace.
do recognise are leading Marok and Theda to the centre of the room. And you recognise the people you recognise are courtesans like you. And the 4 of them perform a formal betrothal dance, kept far apart by a swirling sea of hired dancers who now flood into the room between the doors here. And they're kept apart, but the dance indicates to you, you know this dance, that their aching hearts will soon be united and the distance between them will soon be closed. So at the wedding that's coming down the line, there will be a moment where they get to dance together, but that's not for a few weeks yet.
Okay.
Havima will be mingling for an appropriate amount of time, presumably keeping in touch with my 2 bodyguards from time to time, but otherwise letting them do what they are supposed to do. And at kind of an appropriate time, here Havima will just say, right, we need I need you to follow me. I'm going to try and get through the servants' entrance. Back up.
A couple of things happen before that happens.
Okay.
You'll notice as this as the party goes on, that the waiting staff have clocked the differences between you, and you guys as security never get offered a drink or any of the canapes. But Havima, you're being plied regularly with drink and food, sweetmeats and the like. But then a member of the Didhrama party bumps into one of the waiters, who drops a bottle of wine on the floor. I'm going to spend a DP for this one. The hegemonist Delaba darkens with wine stains, and as the waiter bends down to pick up the shards of glass from the floor, a foot stamps down hard on his hand, further shattering the glass beneath his palm. The bleeding waiter desperately tries to get the foot off his hand, but the Zenithian alerts some nearby guards and accuses the waiter of assaulting a guest. The guards brusquely shove the waiter away towards the staff corridors.
Am I near this?
You are near enough to intercede if you want to.
Yeah. Well, I will let the guards take the waiter, but what I will do as that happens, I will indicate to Yaqub and Oshin. I'll say, "Go, go, go with them," and I will approach the Zenithian, and I'll say, I'm looking to appease him and kind of like looking to appease him and just kind of like, oh, friend, it's all right. I'm kind of trying to put myself in place of, I'm a guest, but I'm also responsible for certain parts of this, so I'm going to try and appease him and then use that as hopefully the other guards are going to see it and then accept me as I go with my bodyguards and go back to the servants area following the waiter that has been taken aside. So, manipulation?
Okay, yes, manipulation roll.
So that is 8 again. Pardon
Who are
me.
you doing this against, though?
Well, a guy, I guess a kind of a combination, I would hope, of the Zenithian guest, but also the guards
Yeah.
who might be overlooking the scene.
I think the Zenithian is the one, but I don't have any stats there. Okay, I'll roll this many dice.
I got 1 success, but I might push it if I need to.
No, I think you might need to.
I will push it then. And that is a 2nd and 3rd success.
He admits. He says you don't need to send your guards after them. I just want to teach these first come some manners.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I appreciate that, and I will see to it personally that manners are taught. Please enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll dismiss myself off into that
Come,
direction.
sit with us. You're you're the one that fixed this wedding up, aren't you?
Yes, that is that was me. My name is Havima. I am a humble courtesan.
Would you
in the
introduce
monolith.
us to the groom? It is good for the families to mingle.
Yes, absolutely. I am going to look in Yaqub's and Oshin's direction, and I'm just going to go subtly, just kind of be like, yeah, as I take these Zenithians to introduce them to the bridegroom.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Does this give us the opportunity to
Yaqub
Get
and
into-
Oshin.
get into the kitchens?
It might do. I think you may have some negotiating with the guards to do, even though you were ordered in here, but it could be worth a try.
So just before all this happened, I'd been trying to track the woman with the green shawl. Had she been doing anything?
The woman.
Yeah. Had she been doing anything suspicious or concerning?
Sorry, I missed that. You broke up for that one.
Before this happened, I was trying to track the woman with the green shawl. You get that?
No, I didn't get that.
Okay.
Before this interaction happened, Oshin was trying to track the woman in the green shawl.
Yes. She was kind of staying in the shadows, but not particularly interacting with anybody. Having spoken to Liod Dolkasar.
Okay, I'm going to take the opportunity to go to try and get into the kitchen. Then, what about you,
Yeah.
Yaqub?
Yeah. No, let's go. Let's see if we can get and have a look around.
Okay, Tony, do you want to make the manipulation roll? I think you're the better of these.
Yep. So I'll say.
Or is it Oshian?
No, it's Yaqub for sure. Yeah.
Can Oshian help?
I don't have the skill. I don't have manipulation skill.
Okay, so I'm basically saying,
Could my previous command...
Oh, give it. Yeah, take an
not-
extra dice for having discussion, instruction to you.
Yeah. So our boss Havima has ordered us to come in and have a word with that waiter and teach us some manners. So can we come through and have a chat with the lad? So that'll be another darkness point
Okay.
for you while I re-roll that.
Go.
Okay, I
I
get
can't get rid of these darkness points fast enough.
three successes now.
Right. Okay. Well, of course they let you in. Give him what for? Or they don't say give him what for actually, because these guys are first come locals. And go easy on him. Go easy on him.
Oh, yeah, we're just gonna have a quiet word, obviously.
Right.
So we'll go through then into the kitchen.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get the next. Give me a moment. Don't look at that picture. There we go. Right. But don't look at that picture at the moment. We'll come to that one in a moment. I'll turn the stop screen off. You go through the kitchens, and I'm going to cut back to Havima for a moment.
Okay.
There we go.
Havima, you're as you introduce this Dinhrama family member to Marok, you can see he's effusively praising of Marok Dolkasar. And he and some other Dinhramas come and sit with you all. And they give him wine, they stuff a hookah for him. But can I get you to make an observation roll?
You certainly can. My observation is 6. I suspect that I do not get any successes. Is this something I can push, or is this...
Well, it's something you can push. Whether it's something you want to push, I don't know.
No, I'll
Shall we
go
cut back
easy
to the others?
I'll go
right?
easy on the others. Yeah, I'll go easy on them and I won't push it.
We appreciate that, John.
Okay. In the kitchens.
I don't know what you mean by I am so.
In the kitchens.
Someone's using Siri.
I don't know how I activated Siri there, but in the kitchens, you follow the guys down, and you find the waiter sitting on the chair, and all the local staff are saying, "You did what? Ground your hand into the glass?" The equivalent of the damned hegemonists. They think they rule the system. And generally there's quite a lot of anger there, but his hand is being bandaged up.
So who is around in this area where we are?
It's a very busy place. There's servants going back and forth. There's kitchen staff.
Are there any other guards?
All sorts of people. Anybody in
Security
particular
guards.
you're looking for? No, not so much. The guards are all guarding. Nobody cares if the kitchen staff die.
This is an opportunity
Having got past.
to
Yes.
get some people who might tell us where things are here. Get them on side. So these people are first come, yeah? Is that right, Matthew?
These are generally locals. They're Algolans from Little Algol. You know, these are the people of Little Algol, basically. So they owe nothing to the hegemonists, particularly not hegemonists that
grind hands into glass. And we've heard them basically slagging off the hegemonists and being quite, angry about it all. So I'm going to put on my best plebeian first come Menkari accent, and I'm gonna walk up to them. You might need to do some of the talking here, Yaqub, but
yeah,
and I'm going to say, look, we know you're downtrodden. We know you don't want to work for these people. We don't want to work for these people. Help us out, and we can help restore some of this justice. See what they do to you? They stamp on your hands. They grind glass into you. They make you work and work and work for what, a pittance of a wage?
Yeah, they send us down here to teach you some manners, as if you're the ones that need the manners being taught to, rather than themselves.
How does that go down?
Okay,
Tony
make a manipulation roll.
Tony can make the manipulation roll. Well chipped in, Yaqub. Well done.
I thought, I'd say something so I can justify me actually making the roll. I get 1 success on that roll.
One success. I think that's all you need for these guys. They're kind of on board. They're agreeing with you that that it's not the first come that need their manners taught to them, but the hegemonists who think they rule the place. They tell you as well that you should hear what they're saying about Marot Dolkasar. They're saying this wedding's unlikely to even take place.
This wedding's what? Sorry,
they're just going through the motions.
Why?
No,
the wedding's unlikely even to take place.
Oh, really? Oh, why are they saying that?
Why?
Why do they think the wedding won't take place?
Well, I don't know why. Sorry, the way they talk of it, they're expecting the whole thing to be called off before the wedding takes place. They're just going through the motions, they say. But
what do you know about what goes on here in the palace? Because we're looking to help more people who are like you, who are being mistreated by Dol-Kasar, being treated like commodities. What do you know about the Dol-Kasar's business?
Okay. Make a manipulation roll.
Shit. Why didn't you say that, Tony?
Yaqub. Or an observation roll. No, tell you what, you make an observation roll, Yaqub.
Sorry, say again?
Hang on.
Make an observation roll, Yaqub.
Who? Yaqub or Oshian?
Yaqub is making an observation roll.
Okay.
No, Yaqub is making an observation roll.
Yeah.
I am making
while Oshian is talking.
Yeah.
I am making an observation roll. I'm getting 2 successes on my observation roll. 2 successes.
2 successes. You can see them immediately stiffen, like you're prying into stuff that shouldn't be talked about.
I'm presuming I noticed this as well.
Obviously, they know that Well, yeah, you were doing the talking at the time, though, and thinking you had them on side.
I'm still looking at them, though. I'm not doing it with my eyes shut.
Yeah. Well, okay, then you can as well, and you'll notice that you may think slavery is wrong, but a lot of these guys are Algolan, and they think it's the normal way of doing business. So they're thinking you're some blooming Shalkur militia or something like that now. Meanwhile, up on the top, the party goes on. The Dinhamas are entertaining Marok. You are approached at Havima by Leodol Kassar. He says, Havima, I let you bring your bodyguards. What do you know about the assassination attempts that have been going on around Little Algol?
Very little, sorry, Dolcasar. This is, I keep my ear to
I
the
thought
ground
you knew, and that's why you asked.
I keep my ear to the ground about many things, but other than the news of assassination attempts, I know nothing else.
Okay, would you make a manipulation roll to? I mean, you're speaking with honesty here, but he's kind of not trusting people.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to open with that was an excellent speech, but we're past that now. It seems. One success.
That can have been the small book beforehand.
Okay.
I'm just trying to wrap up beforehand.
Yeah, of course. One success. All these dice and so little success.
That's
So
the way
often the way
Yeah.
is the way of.
Coriolis.
Well, you can see that he's not entirely sure whether he should trust you. But he says, I think they're after me.
I am going to... Okay, no, sorry. I've just remembered I've got the messenger's talent. I'll use it another time.
What does the messenger talent do?
It negates the need for a manipulation. It just... I can talk someone into doing something that's still within reason. So it's not going to... I can't...
Right, well, tell you what, let's say you spent that messenger talent because then I can give you the whole story.
Okay, cool.
So, you know, he's learned to trust you over the time. You've fixed this wedding up for him. This is the wedding he wanted. So I think he feels he can be honest with you. He says, I struck a deal a while back with a smuggler on Coriolis, Salama Aboud. They needed some help shipping slaves through Little Algol. Archie Golem, he was kind of in charge of their retrieval over by Bay Basin. He's dead now, I've heard. He was killed in Bay Basin by somebody. Then they came to the Hassam Shipping Company, and that's burned to the ground, and pretty much everybody that works for it is dead. And then the Hassam crews used to bring the pods to me. Because I ought to have explained how this works. Your Zenithian sensibilities may be shocked here, but you have to understand that slavery is been part of first-come culture for generations. Anyway, my payment for the services was that I could keep any slaves and pods which weren't marked for further delivery, and there was always a good proportion portion be passed on, and I could keep the ones that with white crosses were for me. I have an engineer who works downstairs in the dockyards. She kind of inspects all the pods, compiles a report for me. I then relay that to Salamar Akarbud via an intermediary working at the Marzu Kala spaceport, Dara Hirsha. Now, I don't actually know where they go. I leave that all up to Jaja. But you know, every link in the chain except me has been eliminated, and now I fear that they're trying to get rid of me as well.
Dolkasar, that is terrible, terrible news. And I, as a quick aside, I'm honoured that you would open this up to me. But if this is the case, then we really must get you somewhere secure. We should find a moment's peace and quiet. Excuse yourself from the party, even just for a short while. Please let me call my security, and we will quiet you away, and you can bring some of your own security if you wish. But this is absolutely terrible, and well, let's just say that my job's not finished until all of this is completed. So I'm here for the long haul.
It is good to know that I can trust you with such information. Tell you what, you meet your security, and I shall meet you down in Jaja's workshop. That's probably the most private place we can be. Tell the guards you have my permission to go there, and I will make my excuses here and come down to meet you.
Very good. I hope to see you shortly.
Indeed. And I suggest that we end at that point, gentlemen.
Very good.
Okay. Cool.
So, apart from our sound issues, thank you very much for watching, Millie and anybody else who is watching.
Yeah,
We are going to end the broadcast now.
Bye.
Say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
next time.